Okay, good afternoon. I just parked at Canyon View Park. I'm going to grab some things and do a walkabout, talkabout, and then have lunch. And so bear with me, and I'm going to grab my things, get the truck turned off, and be right back. Wish I brought Rye at least, or both the healers. It's really nice down here. There's a really good breeze. Yeah, this isn't Walkabout Talkabout. This will be my first video of a new series. Haven't really decided what to call it yet. Something like Get Healthy with Janine or Eat Healthy. It's not going to only be about eating though, so it will mostly be, probably, but a lot of it will be things I do to stay healthy. So I guess we're going to do this first because I've got my watch. I will probably walk too. Let me set this up. I'm sorry for any background noise. Actually, I'll put the camera that way. And most likely, I have to adjust the audio. Still having that trouble occasionally, but not a lot. So, okay, got my water. I brought my big water jug. But I filled it, so that's what's left. That's what I'm going to drink with lunch. Maybe that's a good place to start. Water. You need it, a lot of it. I drink the equivalent of about 6 of these a day. I start my morning with water, but then I drink 2 cups of coffee, sometimes 3. I love coffee. Switch to water, and then in the afternoon, I'm a big green tea drinker or dandelion tea, licorice, mint. So I do drink a little tea in the afternoon. So green tea being my favorite. So I'm going to show you a really simple lunch that I do when I'm down here. I don't do fast food. For traveling, of course. My husband's in the car, of course. But for me, I'm going to show you something that is a real simple lunch that I do at least a couple times a week. Let me get all the ingredients out first. I brought some scissors. Part of the great part of this lunch, put my phone and put cheese on this sack because I use that for trash. Okay. So I like salad. Like, technically, when I met John, I was vegetarian, meaning that I ate salads all the time. It didn't mean I didn't put fish or cheese or eggs or any of that stuff on. But I love salad. So this is like my go-to meal. So wherever you're at, whatever, usually it's more shredded iceberg. This is a bag of mixed greens. This is all from Target. I just literally left Target, so I got the whole meal there. I carry these in my truck because sometimes I can't find them. So I can make this anytime I need to. And I got some olives just as kind of a snack. I don't always love green olives. I love olives in particular, but here's how simple this is. So I take a bag of lettuce. Now this bag, one package, is technically the size of a serving of salad. If you were at a restaurant or whatever, so it says. So 25 calories. And calories go fog. don't matter to me, but I'm just going to show you. These aren't very sharp. I think they're from the dollar store is why. So basically, this salad package is my bowl, okay? So I eat this way a lot. Usually in the truck unless I'm walking around, but okay, there's my salad bowl. Okay. It's a little breezy, but you can get these packets, Dollar Tree or wherever, when everything was $1. This size packet was $1. No, they're $1.75 at Dollar Tree. So Target had it for $1.39. This, just so you know too, was $1.79. And normally you can get a small bag of shredded greens at any supermarket under $2. So okay, here's what I do. Dump my salmon into my, you could do tuna. You wouldn't even have to do fish. And something I found that helps. So you could do that. There's my fish, in plastic silverware. I'm just going to do this too. Okay, I'll just leave that in there. Cheese. So, eat a lot of cheese. I love cheese. I probably couldn't survive without cheese, truthfully. This is 110 calories for a serving, 6 servings. I'm going to probably take 2 of those, so I'm going to save this. So I can zip it right back in my Yeti. So I always carry a Yeti in my truck with ice packs in it. I'm going to dump about a third of this. Okay. Got to save. Pick up my trash for it blows. Okay. And these are just an appetizer. These little pitted green olives with garlic. 30 calories. An appetizer. Go ahead and open them. I would put them in there, but they're not sliced. I love olives. Sometimes when I'm down here, another thing I do is get a can of green olives and just eat them. Olives are good for you. Olive oil. Like that. So, alright. Now. Now, I am a person that can eat salads without dressing. Not that I prefer them that way, but now if I was at home making this, I'd cut up an avocado. I don't like the guacamole stuff, so I haven't figured out an easy way to put avocado in. I did buy frozen chunks of avocado from Costco. Had them. I bring them with me. They get mushy, so that's okay. I'll save my avocado for when I get home. A lot of times when I get home, I have avocado toast. I love it. On those bagel thins, those everything bagel thins. I love those too. Or a tortilla. Piece of lettuce. I mean, I don't make toast that way, but yeah. So anyway, there's my lunch. And 70, let's just say 50. That's more than really 25. So, well, less than 200 calories. And I'm going to eat all of this because I love lettuce. And now you could put a low-fat dressing on it. I don't choose to do that when I'm down here. I get those 3 sacks. I get And sometimes I do tuna, but I prefer the salmon over the tuna since I started doing those, and sharp cheddar. But yeah, I put mozzarella in it before too. Um, so you could, instead of the tuna too, you could get some lunch meat. I try to not eat nitrates too much, so and obviously I do eat them. Everybody does once in a while, but yeah, I try not to put that in my body if I don't have to. So, okay, I'm going to enjoy my lunch. I'll be back with you later. About a third of the way through my salad, but I'm not gonna eat on camera. I'm just gonna turn the camera that way. Talk about some things. So as an intermittent faster, my normal window is noon to 6 of eating. Don't always eat that long. Usually by noon, I'm hungry, so I eat something like what I'm eating right now. And save my big meal for when I get home with John. But if he's gone, then lunch is my big meal. And that's how I prefer to eat. It's just that cooking for somebody that you're not eating with, it's kind of hard. And he doesn't like it. I'll sit at the table sometimes with a cup of tea, and he'll go like, "Aren't you eating?" Well, yeah, there's that. But I came from being a long-term faster, meaning like usually how I would do it back then. And I started fasting in my 20s. I would eat whatever I wanted on the weekends, in reason. I mean, of course, back in that day, I drank a lot more alcohol than I do now. And one of the reasons that, I do the intermittent fasting over complete fast is that I do like a glass of wine in the evening or a cold beer or something. I'm not a heavy drinker anymore. Not that I was ever that heavy, but I did like to party. So I would do that, and then on Monday, and back in my 20s and into my 30s, I'd wake up Monday morning, and I've never liked to eat late, never been a midnight snacker, so basically I was already on probably, realistically back then, finished eating whatever, including dessert or whatever I drink with calories in it, maybe, let's just say 8 o'clock. So I'd wake up, always been an early riser. I would wake up and just not eat Monday. And my goal was to not eat at all on Mondays, to kind of purge from the weekend. The only thing I would do, if you follow fasting at all, obviously you got to do something. You got to drink lots of water. But back before bone broth was a big deal, I used to drink chicken broth. If I needed something in my body, and I would sip on it. And back then, you bought it in a can, and have boxes of it like they do now. And I would just open the can and pour it into a thermos and sip on it throughout the day. And then by sipping, I really mean sipping. I didn't chug it. And it would get through. Now I was working, and I was big into bodybuilding in my 20s and early 30s, so I definitely needed something. I couldn't go. I've always been a person that would get lightheaded throughout the day, so I just felt like I always needed something. So chicken broth was the deal. Once in a while, beef broth. But I was basically vegetarian in those days. By my 30s, I was. 20s, not so much, but I was going that direction. So I would sip on that and tea, different teas. In the afternoons, I would allow myself like a tablespoon of honey in whatever tea I was drinking, just for something. But I would basically fast all day Monday into Tuesday. And if there was something I really wanted to, sometimes it was like, once you get into a fast, it's pretty easy to keep it going, at least for me. Tuesday was the easy day. Usually I could get through Tuesday with just water. And take it to Wednesday if I could do it, 72-hour fast. And I did a lot of those. I didn't always do those, but most of my fasts were more 48 hours than anything every week. And then Thursday, and it wasn't called intermittent fasting back then. I can't remember what it was called, but you break the fast with something like soup or something, more broth. So in a lot of ways, the day I broke the fast, whether it was Wednesday or Thursday, I still would drink or eat brothy soups. And all the soups. I mean, I love tomato soup. I love cream with chicken and cream with mushroom. And then Friday I would basically start eating again. Never been a breakfast eater. Never. I love lunch. That's my healthy meal, I think. But to me, that's what I would eat every day if I wasn't married and having to cook dinner for John. He's not as much of a lunch person. He's more dinner with meat and potatoes and that. Obviously, hunting, he always wants meat. He craves meat. And I don't actually crave salads. So I would do that. By the time I got into my 30s, I noticed that. And I take that back. In my 20s, I could do water-only fast. Let me backtrack a little bit. It was in my 30s when I would start doing the broth. Because I noticed I went through a time, and I think I was 29, I was almost 30, and I passed out walking. I ended up having a bunch of tests done. I was anemic in potassium, magnesium, and zinc. So I was too depleted. I had to start taking supplements, and we really have to take supplements with food. So I would kind of fudge, and that's when I would use the broth. So that's when that came into play. And from that point on, I never truly water fasted much, unless I had an event or something I wanted to go to. I would water fast. Usually in the winter, not in the summer when it's hot, not when you're sweaty. But eating olives here. Yeah, I would do that. So that was pretty much through my 30s. I met John when I was 38, and I had become a vegetarian when I did eat, but I still was fasting a couple days a week. So, so fast forward to now, I went through a couple decades of lax, still an intermittent faster, but very lax. Like when I was eating, I would eat anything. And when I was 58 or 59, I started really thinking, I need to start watching more. So I got more strict. And nowadays, I'm pretty strict. What goes in my mouth. So you are what you eat. Firmly believe that. So I try to eat organic, free range, pasture raised, obviously hunting, that's as free range meat as you can get. And I don't buy meat. I buy fish if I need to, if we don't have a freezer full from one of our fishing trips. And chickens. We used to have a source where I could get homegrown chickens. She moved. And so I'm back to, I'll go to Sprouts and buy organic chicken. John's not a big chicken eater, so it's mostly me. And I tend to eat more of that when he's gone doing something or I'm camping. I'll load up on chicken stuff. So, but he's not much into the poultry, except unless it's Thanksgiving. But so anyways, I'm going to pause this here for a minute. I've got a lawnmower headed my way. I can see them unloading it, and I can see where they finished. Looks like they took a break and they're coming over here. So I'm going to shut this off for a little bit, finish my salad, then I'll get back with you. I'm going to get ready to leave, but this is my view down in Grand Junction. I'm on the west side of Grand Junction, and kind of looks smoky over there. That was blue sky, and looks like there might be a fire. We don't have smog on this side of Colorado, the western side, and we're a long ways from Salt Lake City that direction, so I'm thinking there's a fire, because you can't even see the Book Cliffs. You can see a little bit of them over this way, but they're hazy down in there, so yeah, I bet there's a fire burning. I hadn't heard there was one over there right now. Most of the fires around me are are, well, they're all out. They were contained a couple weeks ago. Let them burn a little bit up in National Forest, I guess. Some BLM land, but they're all out now, so. And that was blue sky when I came down this morning, so. Anyways, okay, well, that's it for now. I'm going to post this video when I get home. And bye for now.